Hui. Oh. Thank you, sir. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, where do we want to start at? The screen is too crooked. Let's try that. It's too zoomed in. There we go. There we go. One more time. Dun, 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 dun.
Had to. There's no other way they would won that.
Big story is 19 for Holiday for sure.
Yep. How much?
Excuse me. Where did I put this music? Where's this damn music? Hi. Check. Check. Why is this such a long delay? Should not be that long of a delay. Why is this such a long delay? That's weird. Should not be that long of a delay. Why is such a long? It's a struggle bus today. Getting people on stream. Nobody wants to party today. Partay. heck? It's a good stonk. That stonks, stonk. INDI. Just under $1 billion market cap. $91 million. That's the vibe. It's a vibe. Let's just do some analysis for myself since nobody's in the stream. Let's figure out how this week is looking. Excuse me. Let's see if this trend line continues to break down or not. Some money flowing out of tech stocks potentially. We did hit a resistance. Interesting. It does continue higher. Ooh, we hit a little peak there. Interesting. Let's see if we come back to the 20-day or not. Come back to the 20-day. Then might bounce off that. Interesting. Let's see if this is sideways action or reversal for Mr. NASDAQ. See if money starts flowing out of tech. Let's see what other popular stonks. Boom, 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 just boom, boom, boom. People watching this? What the hell? It's crazy.
In the world.
94 people. It's gotta be fake. How is this real?
Door for people too. It's not like I'm trying to signal that I'm powerful than you.
and she was like, Yumi, you're so brainwashed from North Korea. Like, and I was a scenario, of course my GPA is gonna be affected, and it's like, okay, I gotta really shut up. I gotta try to do my best to get a good GPA. So that 4 years, I learned to censor myself all over again. And it became ridiculous. Like I
That's
literally
terrible.
exactly, like I literally risk my life to say what I think is right.
Anything. Live out here in the paint, bruh. It's crazy.
What up, B? Were you trading live? I'm not sure if I'm gonna trade live, to be honest. Let's see. Can you check out PDD?
How does this guy have 100 and something people in his chat? That's crazy.
PDD.
Oh, there's so many people.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not really fucking with this chart. SE. I like SE. SE's pretty decent. Honestly, it looks like... Oh, fuck. I typed an SQ, didn't I? SE. SE looks like it's about to fucking fire down. So I want to play some puts on this fucking dog shit Chinese fucking AVR. Let's see. If it rejects 278, that would be super nice. But I'm definitely down to play some puts on this shitter. Look at the last time. Had the same setup. Mid squeeze. Boom. Dropped. Could see like 220s. Yeah, I'll play. What info do gaps provide when looking at charts? Gaps honestly just get filled over time, right? So it's just people play the gap fills all the time. So when millions of people are playing it, dude, Baba is fucking dog shit. This shit went up so nice and then dropped so heavy, bro.
This guy got 200
Roblox already checked it out. BBIG. Yo, honestly, BBIG setting up pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. Here, let me do this. Boom. Setting up pretty decent. Not gonna lie. It could probably see like 5 again. If it breaks over 5, you know, it could see 9 again. But right now, it's kind of scary just because of how, you know, that descending triangle's looking. So just be careful of that.
That's crazy.
What are you checking? Oh, so this is my squeeze watch list, right? It's custom coded as well. What it does is if it's green, that means a squeeze just released. So I'll go on AA. Go on to the daily. You guys can see the squeeze just released, right? That's what's happening here. If it's and
That's crazy. So interesting. I'm not even on any sites, bruh. It's insane. insane in the membrane.
I took that one of Clefable.
I did it. I foul played. I put my Twitch stream in another stream. Savage. Savagery out here. Sometimes you just gotta do that. You know? Sometimes you gotta be savage out here. It was the move. Boom. Doo. Excuse me. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Where's some other hype stocks? SBCE. How is that chart looking? Let's check, mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. The crypto genie. What up, the crypto genie? Something you want me to chart? See in the chat. Is there anything you're curious about, mister? We could do some crypto charting, or we could do some regular stock charting. Whatever floats your boat. PLTR. Could definitely do some PLT up or down next week. Well, let's take a peek at how. Well, first let's look at this. Okay, so I've been tracking this for the last couple weeks. I think this is the right chart. Yeah. So this is the IWM versus the QQQ. So PLT is a pretty big cap name, but PLTR has kind of been performing like a lot of the SPACs have been performing lately, as well as, first of all, already A+ for you using TradeView. Appreciate it. You like TradingView? Also, I don't need these headphones anymore. Yeah, I use TradingView for the stream, and then I use Thinkorswim kind of on my own usually. But I like it. It's a good platform. They did pretty good on it. But this is something I've been kind of looking at to figure out money flows. So I stream every Sunday night on the channel, and so something that happened last Sunday, I was like, small caps tech are going to continue to underperform as long as this ratio keeps going down. And so basically it's IWM divided by QQQ. So we first highlighted it a few weeks ago, and basically all big tech has been performing basically for the last couple weeks. And so last week we were like, if this breaks down, I think last week it was here, if it breaks under this, then we're going to see some of the more small cap names are not going to be performing so hot. Yeah, RSI is low, which is nice. And it broke below. And so we'll have to see what happens this week. We had some, I would say, bullish momentum on some of these names late in the week, like PLTR and some of the other favorites. And so we'll see if this ratio continues, because if this ratio continues to the upside, I think that's probably going to mean that big tech or big cap tech is probably going to stall out. I agree. They've pulled back pretty hard, so at least a small bounce. But I think if this continues to break up to the upside, back above these resistance points, then we'll probably see big tech stall, and we'll see some of that money rotate into more of the small cap, some of the more small cap names. PLTR is not really a small cap. I think their valuation's some 20+ billion, but I think that's what's gonna happen in the next couple weeks if we do see that ratio break up. But yeah, I haven't been using Elliott Wave lately as much. I like it, but I don't know. I try to keep it basic for the streams. A lot of time we'll have a lot of newbie people coming in here, and some of that information's a little overwhelming for people. I use this other site for financials. It's called Ticker. Kind of shows kind of projections, things like that. I'll show you the platform. But this platform is pretty good for financials, because what I like about it is it shows revenue growth expectations from analysts. So obviously we're seeing, I mean, this is what I like. So long-term talking, when I'm looking at financials, I like that PLTR is going to have pretty substantial growth. I mean, a company that can grow anywhere from 25 to 50% year over year is a pretty decent company. 30% is not as amazing, because you have companies like Facebook still growing at that rate based on these guys' valuation. You know, I don't remember what their valuation is, but I think it's up in the billions of billions. Yeah, 47 billion. So it's pretty high, but I mean, that's pretty good revenue growth. And then another pretty big positive is their growth in EBITDA as they're becoming more of a profitable company. So those are a couple things I like in the long-term view. I still think they're overvalued, you know, and I think if we see any kind of correction, which I do believe that's coming up just from the valuations or more the readings like RSI on the top 10 SPY names are like way their RSI's at like 75 for the Googles, Apples, Facebooks of the world. And so we're needing a correction in the market. I don't know when it's necessarily going to come. I'm thinking over the next month. And I think some of these smaller companies have more vulnerability in the market. But long term, if they can keep up this growth and continue to and grow their EBITDA, then I think that's a pretty big positive for this company. But on the chart side of things, I made a couple videos on my YouTube channel lately on PLTR, and I'm not trying to brag. Some of my charting kind of told people where it was going to bottom out at. I was pretty close on my estimation, which is was pretty fun. Brag away. Yeah, go check it out. It's I'll put a link in the description. But and you can join our Discord too. We started a few months ago, so we're starting to get a little bit more active in there. But yeah, it looked like there's a lot of support around this 100-ish range on the daily, which we came a little bit below that. But we held this range, which is pretty important. You know, we didn't come all the way back down to 21. I feel like 21 was a lot more bearish if it broke below that. But as long as we could hold that, then we kind of, in my opinion, we have more opportunity to see a continuation of the uptrend, just because there was so much support here. This is the main price I was looking for us to stay above, and it did, so that's a positive. If I remember correctly, I think we are coming up, I think the 50-day is right above this, or no, the 20-day is what it was. So yeah, we're at the 50 and the 100-day right now, so we'll have to see how much positive momentum we have coming in to next week for that. We do have the 20-day, which is right here. So the 20-day is also at pretty significant resistance at about 25. But even if it moves to 25 from here, that's a pretty decent move. This might be a trade on for this week. $4 jump's not bad. Was that 20% or something? Is that the math for? Yeah, 20% move. That's not bad. So yeah, looks like we just about bounced off support here. And if we can move back up to the 20-day, I'm pretty bullish on that. Hey AL or AI. Yeah, we were just talking about it. I'll bring it back up, but something that I've been talking about on the stream the last couple weeks are these ratios. So it's the IWM divided by NASDAQ. I'm suspicious strong open for PLTR tomorrow, fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, if we can continue, shoot, this is the wrong chart. What is this? Oh, IWM Dylan. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. It seems like we have some positive momentum. Like you said, like the funds have have kind of moved out of these small cap names. PLTR is not really small cap, but it's acting like it. It's acting like the NNDMs, the SoFis, those type of names of the world, which are still in like the billions, but they all kind of been acting the same. And so basically we've seen money move out of the IWM into the NASDAQ basically since March, which was around the high in the market. And so we broke below here, which was pretty bearish. This is something we talked about in the last stream, and it ended up breaking down. But we did go into oversold territory. So we'll have to watch, because what this ratio tells me is if funds are flowing from big cap tech to small cap tech or mid cap tech. Because if this ratio is going down, that means the Q is going up at a higher rate than IWM. But if IWM starts moving up at a higher rate than QQQ, then we'll start seeing this kind of reverse this way. And I'd be probably looking for this trend line test as a first max, but if we can see this much upside, then we'll definitely see the PLTRs, the NNDMs. What are these? All these freaking small cap hype names. SoFi could probably even move up a little bit. All those kind of names. So yeah, I think if we can see this, obviously we have this first, we have a couple trend lines to break out of and a lot of resistance. But yeah, we have to break back above this, which we're trying to. So we have to break back of this, then we have to break back above the part that we broke below, which is going to be pretty significant if we break back above that. And then I would say probably somewhere to this trend line over the next couple weeks. And we'll see a lot of the small cap go with that. Yeah, PLTR, typing in someone's name. Having like crazy allergies today. My brain is a little bit slow. But yeah, PLTR, it looks like we kind of bounced off a pretty significant support range. So if we look at this kind of range, well, I would say from 22 to 21, so that $1 range, you just see all these support candles. There's just so many candles that bounced off that range. So it's really important to stay above that if we wanted to potentially get a little move higher next week. So we did hold that, which is good. We held that range, which was pretty important. And so I just mentioned it a second ago with crypto, but we're now testing, what is that, the 100-day, which is also the 50-day. The 50 and the 100-day are right here. So those are important resistance to break out above. And then let's see if we have anything else. I think we have, yeah. That candle breakdown was pretty significant. As you see, two candles tried to move back above and they couldn't. And then when they broke down, they broke out big. So now it's going to be really important resistance. So hopefully if we get something to the upside, last time we were at this level, it shot up to 24. Yeah, right here. And then when we broke back below, we shot back down. So it's kind of telling us that there's potentially not a lot of resistance or support in this range, which could have violent moves each direction. It's a great point, crypto. So yeah, I would definitely look for, first I'll look for volume. I think if we can get back up in this range of volume when we first moved higher, I think would be important. Volume's been trending down from that besides this big red day. So I'd be looking for that as well to see if we get a little bit more volume back to like the 48 million range. We're at about half that, so I would like there to be a lot more green volume to push that up. Yeah, I would say on the short time frame, RSI is bullish. Let's see how we're at the daily. Yeah, we broke down pretty significantly on the daily. RSI is pretty low. We did move higher, which it's not as bearish anymore, but still, you know, we did get to oversold on the hourly. Let's see how the 4 hour looks. Yeah, 4 hours. Well, got to oversold. Last time we got to oversold, it looks like we did get a little push higher. So we'll have to see what happens here. And there's a lot of unusual call out auction. Nice, man. Nice call out, crypto. Yeah, I'll be keeping my eye on this for a little week or two squeeze maybe. And yeah, I like that. Kind of like you said, crypto is that nice. I do like this kind of 25-ish, 24-ish range. I think that would be a good push higher. And that's a 20% move, so that's a decent win just if you buy the stock. And I'm assuming that the calls might even give you more than that. So I'll have to wake up early and look into this to see if we see any expect and hoping for gap back up after that cliff. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we get that much. Honestly, I would prefer something like this. I feel like that action I like a little bit better, but yeah, when's your call option? And oh, nice. So just a week move higher. Nice. Yeah, 160 would be nice. That's a nice profit. Yeah, I personally doubt that we're gonna break higher than this in the short term, but that's just my personal beliefs. But I mean, I would say some positives is we've basically seen both the SPY and the NASDAQ continue higher as these names have been breaking down. So now that the SPY and SP and the SPY and NASDAQ are at all-time highs, I definitely think we could see some rotation in these names for a little bit of a push higher. Let's see if there's any short interest. Let's see if we get any kind of short squeeze. And crypto, I don't know. I don't remember if you've hit the follow button. If you haven't yet, that'd be awesome. But yeah, let's see if there's what the short interest is looking like. If I remember correctly, I think PLTR moved lower the last couple weeks because I think they're thanks for the follow. Because Kathy Wood, I think, said she was selling some shares, which has some negative momentum. Yeah, short interest is pretty low, but it did look like it peaked out on that move lower the other day, maybe. Look back at I didn't move my screen over. Did it hit low? It hit low on the 8th. So on the 8th, yeah, not terribly. The short interest lowered, but it's about a historical. I realized that was a Prime subscription, man. Appreciate that, crypto. It's nice of you, bro. You demand. But yeah, so I don't think maybe not too much of a short squeeze on this guy, but definitely could see some buying into this week. I know it's a pretty big retail trader favorite. I used to stream, so it feels good. It does feel good, man. I agree with that. It's always encouraging when you can get some subs, especially because I just do this every Sunday. It's hit or miss sometimes. Appreciate that sub. But yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this on Monday because it is looking good. I mean, I think the main thing I'd be looking at more long term is if we can get above this 54 on the RSI. Like, I'd be looking for something like this, a fail, and then a move lower maybe on the daily. But that could leave some short-term upside. So yeah, I like that 24-25 range. I'm a big fan of that. That could be a nice little 10-20% just if I buy the shares. Okay, who else? Jake, still in here? Is that Jake in here? Jake, yeah. Jake. Noami, Hawkeye. Hawkeye, you in here? You got any questions? 30% correction. Yeah, I'm also pretty bearish on the market. I don't know about 30% correction, but that'd be crazy in the short term. Maybe later this year we might get something. The thing that I'm thinking for the market is I don't think we're going to get like a really gnarly pullback. I think it's going to be a slow and gradual. Like, obviously downside always moves more drastically, but I don't know if we'll get that. I think we'll get a pullback sometime. I've been saying for the end of July around time is what I've been looking at. Just on this current dip over the last 2 weeks. Back to 24, yeah. 30% correction, yeah. Yeah, man, I like the 24 range. I think that's a great call out. And everybody else in the chat, if you're looking at that, I think you have pretty low downside too. Let me go back to that real quick. So it's at 23. If it goes back to 22.50, I mean, it's probably not going higher. There's a small chance that if it breaks down $1, would be $1 5% downside. Is that math correct? Yeah, that's a 5% loss and a 20% upside. That's pretty good odds there. Let's look at Jets. So yeah, this is something I covered on the YouTube channel. If you haven't watched that video already, Jake, I did a video on it as well, but maybe that's where you saw the idea from. So a couple reasons I'm liking this right now is, let me redo these. Ah, shit. Didn't mean to do that. That's not what I want either. Moving average. Oversold. Yep. So whenever I try to look for names, so I think that airlines might have a non-cyclical move. So even if I think the market might have a larger correction, I think airlines still have some more upside over the next couple months. And so a couple reasons why. One is we hit the 200-day and then we broke below it, but we closed above it. So I think that's a pretty bullish sign, personally. And then, wait, what's the trading range here? Can't remember what I did in my video. I gotta remember. Trying to remember how I charted this thing. Candle to candle. This might be the angle. So we hit the 200-day. We hit oversold. And we hit the bottom of this trading range. Those things are all super bullish to me, as a potential reversal. And so obviously, like, if we break lower, like, okay, $1 downside, $1-ish to downside, I'll take that risk. But we have, you know, potential $3 to $4 to the upside, just if we continue this range, you know, to about $26. Like, I'll take that. For this, and so I think those are some bullish signs. So I'll be looking for, I think we'll have the 100-day out in the future, so that's something to be paying attention to. We'll see this might start curling down a little bit like this over time, so we'll have to see that. We're at a pretty important breakout point right now, because last time we broke above this point, you know, we kind of went up pretty drastically, so we broke below it, and we'll have to see if this is a fail breakout to the downside or not. So if it broke down and comes back above, then that's bullish. But if we broke down and then back test that line and then we fail, then it could be headed lower. So that's the main thing I would be looking for. Typically, when you break down, when something breaks below an important support line, kind of like this, it usually back tests that breakout or that breakdown. And if it does back test that and start moving lower, then that could be more bearish. You know, we could see some more downside, but I'm willing to take that bet for what I think is not a big risk. This isn't something that typically moves like 8% a day, so I'll take that risk. So I'm looking at my price targets. It really depends on how we move, because there are some important levels to look at. So like I said, we have to break above the current price we're at right now, so we'll have to see how Monday and Tuesday treat us. And if Monday and Tuesday treat us well, then to the upside, then there could be more upside to go. As you can see, like, a couple things here. So we broke below this trend line as well. So hit the bottom of the range, broke back up, testing that breakdown point, and we also have to get back. I would like to get back above this downward trend line and then test this range and then go something like this. And then try to test the top of this trading range. And then if not, if it breaks out further, then I would be looking out to like the 27 range, back to this more long-term trend line here. And so that's kind of my 2650, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good bet. You know, I would say if we continue to break down, then just sell out of that, you know, for a little tiny loss. But I think your upside definitely outweighs your downside at this point. So those are always the bets I like to make when I'll have more upside potential than downside potential. So I bought in, actually. I bought in at the end of Friday. So this buy kind of came up my radar after the market closed. So I usually don't like to talk about my trades, but I'll talk about it. And so I bought in, and then if I do see like a little rejection here off this, and it comes back down somewhere back to this 200 day, about 50 cents lower, then I'm going to double into my position if I see it starting to curl around, just so I'll have even, I'll average down a little bit. And so that average down, yeah, I just think it would be an opportunity to average down, as there's a lot of support right there. So I think it's even bullish that we hit overbought twice, like, or oversold twice, like, you know. So, but I don't know about long term for these guys. I'm pretty nervous about the D variant and travel, you know, because if any, there's already some countries shutting down some travel. I think it was Germany's not letting anybody from the UK come to their country, and then the Olympics also shut down, like nobody watching. So that's a lot of people, nobody going to the Olympics. So yeah, but I like the move over the next couple of months. I think there could be some upside by the fall, late fall. I'm a little more bearish. Summer travel will be over. People and schools are going to open, so kids will probably be back in school in a lot of states. So there's going to be less ability to travel because kids aren't, you know, schooling from home anymore. People are going to go back to their normal lives a little bit. A lot more offices are opening. My office is opening in the fall, and so I think there's a lot of cons as travel might start slowing down back into the late fall until winter. So, and the market, that's just my view on the market as well. I see more downside in the market into the second half of the year as tapering and increase of rates start to come into the picture. So, but I like it for a short-term hold. Anybody else in the chat have questions? Anybody else? I'm the Maid Queen. Crypto, you have any more questions? Or Maid? Oh, Maid Queen just bounced. Never mind. I read the Maid's Queen's name, and she was like, "Nah, I'm out of here, bruh." That's hilarious. I'm good. Cool. Well, while we wait for somebody, so I've been really trying to analyze the stocks that make up most of the market. What's up, David? I'm not sure who you are, David, but welcome to the stream. If you have any stock questions, let me know. I'll live chart them and we'll do some analysis on it. But in the meantime, I've been looking at kind of the Google, Facebook, and things like that to figure out. First, I've been looking at the weekly chart, and the weekly chart's just disgusting because we're just so overbought. Like, I don't get how Google's still going up at this point. It's insane. Like, RSI is now higher and the price is even higher. So, like, that's crazy. Facebook, it's not as gnarly, but it's still getting in that overbought territory. Made a big red candle. So that could maybe push up a little bit higher next week if money stays in big tech for now. Apple on the weekly, not quite yet there. They're testing a breakout, so we'll have to see if they can break out all-time highs. But I think on the daily they're overbought, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the daily it's just stupid. Like, RSI's at 80. Give me a break, bro. Like, who's buying into these at this level? It's insane. Facebook, I'm assuming, is overbought. Oh no, Facebook looks way chiller on the daily. How's Microsoft looking? Microsoft again hit about 80 on RSI, but we might see another push here. We'll see. We'll see if RSI, we see some divergence on RSI if this price moves higher next week. But just all the big names, like RSI's at 80, like that's absolutely insane. So that's why I'm thinking some money might shift over to the smaller names next week, because we're seeing all these big names that make up the QQQ and SPY start to hit very overbought conditions, and so that's starting to tell me that the market could be headed for a little correction in the next few weeks. PayPal, not as bad overbought, but we are seeing a little bit of divergence here. So we're seeing this go lower, but the price go higher. This hasn't broke out all-time highs. That'd probably be a resistance point. Let's look at the SPY names. See how these bad boys look. Richard Branson did it. I know, man. I watched the video of him. He was pretty hype in the plane. It's pretty exciting. I mean, I think the potential around that type of travel is really interesting. You know, getting people across the world much quicker. Oh, Amazon is one I forget. I don't think Amazon's that overbought though. Oh, never mind, I lied. Amazon is super overbought. See, so it just doesn't make sense to me how these names can keep going higher in the short term. Like, they either have to chill out for a while, or they're gonna have to slowly go lower to reset RSI. Or, you know, over the next couple of weeks, we'll get sometimes a 12 or a 6 to 12% correction in the market, which is more of my thought at this point with all of these overbought things. Banks is interesting. Let's look at banks because banks have earnings this week. Let's see how the charts are looking. So, JP Morgan, they bounced off oversold, but we are seeing them coming into a important part. You know, when RSI is under 50, it typically is in a bear phase. So, when's the stock going down? It's been a while since the stock has gone down for a long time. It's basically just been going up forever in phases. This is crazy. JP Morgan's like never gone down. That's insane. But that's interesting. This area. Obviously a big candle. How much did it go up on Friday? 3%. Jesus Christ. That's a big move for that kind of stock. See if it bounced off the 200-day. Nope, not even close. There's gonna be some big resistance at this 158. We'll see how their earnings look. How's BAC look? Very similar chart. A little nastier looking. This is pretty bullish though. Let's see here. So if this chart can, it's pretty far away. So we're kind of seeing some divergence. So basically what divergence mean is, I guess it's not really lower. Nah, it's not really divergence. I lied. But we did see a little, technically a lower price, but a higher RSI. So that's typically a bullish divergence. As we broke this trend line, but I would say we still have pretty significance up at 41 bucks. So we'll have to see earnings. Earnings could push these names quite a bit higher. Is that where Wells Fargo? I don't remember Wells Fargo. But it's interesting. Someone asked me on my YouTube for this name. I don't think they ever came, but let's see how this is looking compared to Jets. We are testing a trend line pretty soon, so that's going to be important. See if we can break out of that. Yeah, if this breaks above that downward trend line, there could be some positive momentum, which would be pushing Jets higher as well, as this is one of the stocks in Jets. We'll have to see here. This is interesting. Let's see. Last time, it was a big move. Yeah. Anybody got questions in the chat? Maiden Queen, you're back. Maiden Queen, you got any questions? I don't know if you're a bot or if you're a real person. Let me know if you have any stock questions. David, let me know if you have any stock questions. Anybody else? If not, I'll just keep going on a rampage. I'll just be charting whatever my heart desires. NNDM, if you've never heard of them, they're very popular. Shoot. Actually, I want to look at EMAs here. I don't want to look at moving averages. So we got the 20-day. Let's see if this might move, because I know it's looking like PLTR might move higher. So if we see some strength in PLTR, we might also see some strength in NNDM, as they're a retail traders' favorite, and those probably move in tandem. Important is support zone bounced off of. We have some these SMAs though, and these EMAs are in annoying price points. I don't know about that. I'm going to be testing out early access to IPO. Nice. What's FXLX? Z, I mean. Take a look at that. What stock is that, Jake? Let's take a peek at what it is. FXLX. F45 training IPO. And it looks pricey. Companies raising about 325 million. Did you get it at $15 a share? Does it tell you your share price? Selling stockholders offering about 1.6 million shares. It's a lot of shares for IPO. Actually, that's not a lot of shares. That's a little bit of shares. 14 to 15 to 17. Used to repay indebtedness, pay bonuses, what the hell, for general corporate purposes. So you're going to be using the proceeds to pay people bonuses? That seems suspect. New investors plan to buy 100 million in shares, 31%. Okay, so you're getting 31% of the company. I'm trying to see some the underwriter has an option to buy an additional 3 million shares at the IPO price. Interesting. She looks happy. Must be a good stock to buy then if she looks happy. Oh, here we go. That's what I want to see. So it's net loss. Oh, actually, let's do their calculation of the valuation. 1.6 million shares. 24. Wait, I need my long. I don't have my other calculator, do I? And you know the market cap of the IPO. I don't have my other calculator. I need. Actually, let me grab it. Do you have to hold on to the stock for a certain time, Jake? Times 15. $24 million valuation. That's not right. I didn't with. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. You can kind of just buy it and sell it if you want. That's kind of cool. Oh, here we go. Mark. Ah, shoot. Don't want to see that guy's tweet. Oh, it could count the vein at 1.5 billion. Okay, that's their IPO. According to S1, S1 intends to sell around 20 million shares to the public at an expected price. Gotcha. That makes more sense. That is a plan, at least. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times these IPOs, they'll pop up right away and then they'll move maybe sometimes lower. Kind of like what Krispy Kreme did. What was their... So net loss, what's their revenue? 82 million, 2020, and 20% increase year over year. %, year over year to 18 million the first quarter. Okay. Company has total liabilities. I don't really care about that. Price to sales ratio 18. That's not terrible, but it's also like more of a traditional business. So, but it's not terrible. Consider that peers Planet Fitness trading at 12 next at 12 and 7. Okay, that's a little expensive. Yeah, but it seems like I know you like those short IPO trades. Oh, interesting. So what they tell you, like, you can buy up to this many shares? Is that how it works? Just didn't process. Oh, gotcha. Interesting. That is interesting. Interessante. See how the futures look. Let's see how the futures were looking. They were a little down when I looked last time. Futures are a little down. Let's wonder what happens overnight. See if we get QQQ is flat. IWM is flat. Okay, nothing telling about the market yet. I hope it stalls at all-time highs here, personally. Okay. I think that's all I got tonight for you guys. Didn't have too many people drop by, so we'll keep it. We'll keep it at an hour and a half, but appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks, Jake. I don't think Crypto's in here anymore, but Crypto, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the sub. Just gotta shout you out. Who else dropped by? AAL, thanks for dropping by. I think that was it. Yep, appreciate you guys dropping by, and we'll be streaming for fun on Wednesday as we always do, and Saturday and Sunday. That's the vibe. But hope you guys have a good trading week, and hope you have a great week overall. Talk to you guys soon.